Good morning.
Morning.
Breezy, chilly morning. I want to tell you a story.
Oh, here we go.
Many, many years ago, in a town called Florida. Sorry, there's a gap in the autocue. There was a man with a burger van. Let's just call him Robbie. And he was a bit of a sad man, to be honest. Not many mates. Business wasn't doing very well. And then one day, Mr. Disney came along and decided to build a big theme park next to his burger van. The castle is where his burger van used to be.
Right.
Now, you would have thought that business would have been booming for Robbie after this, but he wasn't thinking properly and he made a few bad decisions and he ended up moving on before Mr. Disney built his big theme park, and he bought a horse instead, but that's a completely different story. We'll not go there today. And as we all know, Mr. Disney ended up doing really well. Well, Kirkintilloch's a bit like that, but it made the right choice. There's been people in this town since, back to the Roman times. So the canal was a bit of a Johnny-come-lately to this town, and it was already thriving. It was a hotbed of the Industrial Revolution. There were mills all over the place. It was doing quite well. But then the canal came and it was like an inland port for both the east and the west coasts. So the mills did even better, and they started building boats here as well. It was doing really well. You're liking this, aren't you?
I am, yes.
So it's a story of how well the canals did for not just towns that sprung up around the newly built canals, but towns that were already existing, even back to Roman times. Today we're going to be following the Forth and Clyde Canal down towards Glasgow. It's only about 6 miles away. It's going to take us a couple of hours. Not you, it's probably going to take you about 20 minutes. We're going to cut all the hard work out for you, and you're just going to see the good bits. When the canal was finally closed back in the 1960s, lots of bridges were built, as we were talking about in the last episode. And the canal started deteriorating, the weeds started encroaching in, it was getting narrower and people were throwing rubbish in it. Even at each side of the culverts by the road bridges, it was just piling up with rubbish. So a big effort was made when they reintroduced the link back up to the Union Canal. And new marinas started springing up, like that one just behind us, and that really fancy shaped footbridge. You wouldn't believe, really, just by looking around at the countryside around us, that as the crow flies, we're only about 5 miles away from Scotland's biggest city, Glasgow. You wouldn't think it, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
It's like over there, if you probably go up 10 or 20 feet, as high as the crow flies, you'd probably see Glasgow. But then again, why do we always say as the crow flies? How do we know it flies in a straight line? What if it's been on the Sambuca the night before?
Sambuca?
You know what I mean? Downed half a bottle of warnings or something.
Warnings?
Well, you don't know, do you?
No, you don't.
Its sense of direction might be as good as yours.
Yeah.
But which way? Which way?
Oh, you don't want to see me when I'm drunk.
And I don't know if I'm ready for civilization again. I think we've been a bit spoiled, haven't we? With all this beautiful countryside. And now we're about to head into the biggest city in Scotland.
Yes.
Do you remember a couple of episodes ago when we did the Falkirk Wheel?
Oh yes.
You can't remember what he had for breakfast. We went through Rough Castle Tunnel, the tunnel that comes out on the aqueduct for the wheel. Do you remember it?
I do.
And I don't know if you remember me mentioning that the reason they had to dig the tunnel was because it went under a railway, a road, and the Antonine Wall, which is an old Roman wall.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a chance to really explain what that wall was. And that's because I was too preoccupied with all the psychedelic lights that were coming. Do you remember? I liked that. Not a lot of you liked it, but I liked it.
It was weird.
It was a bit weird. So what's the Antonine Wall? Well, it's a little bit like Hadrian's Wall, but it was built 20 years later and it's a lot littler.
Littler?
Yeah, it's not as grand as Hadrian's Wall. And it was basically a set of fortification forts along a line. And it followed roughly the same route as the Forth Clyde Canal between the east and west coast. And it was thought to be the northernmost frontier of the Roman Empire about 20 years after Hadrian built his wall.
Right.
Alright, so that's the backstory. So why am I talking about it? Well, it does follow the route of the canal, or the canal follows the route of the wall.
Yeah, because the wall was built first.
Now at Roughcastle they had to be very careful not to disturb the remains of that wall, and that's why they tunnelled under very carefully. But a couple of hundred years back, when they were building this canal, the navvies weren't so bothered. And right in front of us, the wall crossed where the route of the canal was going, and the navvies weren't bothered, like I say, and they just ploughed straight through it, ruining the ruins of the wall. And it's even rumoured that worse than that, there used to be a Roman fort here at Cadder, next to the wall. And the navvies, when they were building the canal, actually quarried the old fort, nicked the stone from the Roman fort to line the banks of the canal with.
Oh, that's naughty.
Can you imagine them trying to get away with that nowadays?
Oh, off with the heads.
Now there's no sign of the wall. When you get here, there's a little post on the corner just in front of us, and that's the only indication of where the wall goes across the canal. We're just coming up to Bishopbriggs, no relation to Johnny. Do you remember that when you were a kid?
Yes.
Not the actor from Coronation Street who played Mike Baldwin. There was a TV series called Johnny Briggs. Do you remember it?
I do.
Do you remember how the theme tune used to start?
Oh God, I can't remember
It
that.
was like a trumpet, and it used to go. Don't you remember it? Or am I thinking of something different?
I think you might be. I can't
I don't
remember
know.
that.
So Bishopbriggs, there's a bridge, and for quite a few years, a lot of boaters hated, and I use that term like from a book.
Really?
Yeah.
From a book?
Hated this bridge because it was fixed and it was really low. So a lot of high boats, not like high because they've been drinking bong water or anything,
Bong wall.
like high boats couldn't get through from Glasgow up towards Kirkintilloch, and they didn't like the bridge. But then excitement broke loose. It did, because it was rumoured that the Glasgow Canal project were going to do some work on the bridge and raise the level of the bridge so that boats could get through. But just like in my dreams, they got disappointed.
I don't want to know your dreams.
Well, just really, it's like the one where I wake up and Justin Bieber's standing there with a jar of Nutella and a big grin on his face. And just like that dream, it never happened. So they carried on being frustrated for quite a few years. But when they built the Millennium Link and they reopened the canal, they did actually raise the bridge. And so the boaters were happy again. Round of applause. And if you look closely, you can actually still see where they've built the new bridge. You can see what are they called? The foundation stones of the existing bridge that everybody hated. Boo! It's getting a bit breezy, isn't it? A bit chilly. Fancy a sing-along?
No.
Do you remember the theme from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat? And one of the songs started a long, long time, many centuries ago.
I remember the show, but I don't remember that song.
Well, many, many years ago, like 10,000 BC, before Crossroads, most of the land around here, around western central Scotland, the lowlands used to be marshland and lochs. It all used to be bog. But over the years, a lot of it's been drained and reclaimed and built on, as we can see, because we can see the flats springing up on the outskirts of Glasgow.
The high-rise flats.
Electricity pylons. But one of them's still here.
Ooh.
Yeah, which is called Possil Marsh Lock. Lock as in lake, not as in lock gates.
L-O-C-H.
And it's protected. It's now I keep getting these wrong. Not an SSRI. That's an antidepressant, isn't it? SSSI. Site of Special Scientific Interest. That's it. And because there's a lot of wildlife and plants that they need to protect, and there's a little lock in the middle of it called Possil Lock. And I wanted to send the drone up, but as you can see, there's just electricity pylons everywhere.
Just not safe.
And we're in the flight path of Glasgow Airport, so I'm not even going to risk it. I'll show you a couple of photos instead. But you'll like this, and I hadn't told you this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited.
The first ever recorded impact of an asteroid was right here.
Really?
In Scotland, was right here.
Wow.
And apparently it was the size of a fist.
Oh, is that all?
And it weighed 4.5 kilos.
That's still some impact.
That's roughly the size and weight of what you tried flushing down the toilet this morning, wasn't it? Definitely tell that we're now on the outskirts of Glasgow. It's getting busier, there's people about. Just coming up to Lamhill Bridge, and this is an example of what you see a lot of on this canal. When the canal was built, a lot of swing and lifting bridges were built to go over the roads and farm tracks, but when the canal closed, a lot of them were just left abandoned or filled in and left as culverts. But when the canal started reopening, the roads that used to cross the canal were a lot busier because decades had passed. And it wasn't a good idea to restore the lifting and swing bridges because it would have just caused too many tailbacks on the road. But it was too expensive to build brand new bridges, so what do you think they did? Rubbed the chin, sighed,
licked the pencil.
I thought it was just me that did that. They adapted the existing bridges. So for example, lifting bridges were lifted into the highest position, and then the roads were adapted and the bridges were fixed. It was more cost effective for the restoration project, and it meant that it didn't hold the traffic up when cars were trying to get over it. What an idea!
Brilliant.
I was having an argument with one of my friends last night.
In your head? One of those friends?
No, one of my real friends. Telling him that we were going to Glasgow today, and he says, keep an eye out for groundskeeper Willie. And I was saying, no, groundskeeper Willie doesn't come from Glasgow, he comes from Orkney. And he was adamant, and it got bad-tempered.
Did it?
Yeah, mild insults were thrown.
Mild insults?
Very mild, and some personal information that I'm not sharing. But no, groundskeeper Willie is definitely from Orkney. Although he did appear at Loch Ness in one episode.
He did,
They drained the lake to get the monster.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, I digress. We're coming into Glasgow and we're near Stockingfield Junction, which is a bit of an obstacle course, and we've had to take advice from the staff at Scottish Canals on this. They're spending about £13 million building a new footbridge because they want to link the three communities on each side of the canal's junction. At the moment, if you're a pedestrian or a cyclist, you have to come off the towpath, go down the hill, onto the main road, under a tunnel, which is a bit dangerous apparently, and come up the other side, which is a faff. So they're spending 13 million quid on a new footbridge that will link the three communities together. But we're going to try and tackle the junction halfway through all this work, so looks like a bit of an obstacle course. When you look at the junction from the air, it looks like there's loads of room for us to make that port turn down the Glasgow Arm. It's not quite that simple though. A large part of the junction has been filled with stone to allow access for the construction workers and vehicles, and that means there's not enough room for us to make that left turn. Instead, we've got to take a starboard turn and then wind the boat on the corner before heading back past the junction and down towards Glasgow. And here we are
In Glasgow.
There you go. We could possibly go a little bit further into the city, but a couple of things. We're moored right outside Partick Thistle's house. Sorry, Partick Thistle, Glasgow's football team. We're moored right outside their stadium, and there's a home game playing today, this afternoon at 3 o'clock, which is only a couple of hours away.
And we're going to get out of here.
And there's a lift bridge just ahead of us that we can't get the staff to operate today, so we've had to turn around here, which was a bit of a faff because the wind got hold of us and we were all over the place, and we don't have a bow thruster on this boat. But we managed to do it, and we've just secured ourselves on these new moorings outside Partick Thistle's house.
Partick Thistle.
So Scottish Canals have advised us not to moor here overnight because of the football game. So we're going to basically say goodbye to you and then head back again somewhere a little bit safer, hopefully. Although I think it looks all right here.
It'll be safe, it'll just get a bit noisy.
I don't know what all the fuss is about. I think we probably will do at 3 o'clock or at 6 o'clock when they're all turning out,
yeah,
won't we? And that's the end of the Forth and Clyde Canal for us anyway. Now you might be asking why we haven't done the other bit, the locks down towards the Firth, and then the locks at Falkirk down towards the Kelpies. Well, simple answer is we're out of season, and the Scottish,
so we're out of time.
Yeah, the Scottish canals are introducing stoppages, which means that both of those branches are now closed off to us until the next season, which doesn't start until March or April.
Spring.
So we've got to stop here. So I don't know what we're going to do now.
Oh, should we go have a curry?
Are we allowed to leave this here, or do we have to take this one back?
I think we've got to take it back.
We have got to say thank you to ABC Boats at Falkirk for letting us use the lovely Bay Wren. It has been, it's quite, I mean, it's only a 49-foot boat. We're used to a 57.
Yeah, but it is a nice boat.
It's very nice. It's quite a new boat, I think, or unless it's just had a refit.
Yeah.
But it is lovely inside. It's very comfortable. It's very clean and everything you need in there. And thank you to ABC Boats for doing that. We're going to leave a link to their website in the video description if you want to check them out. We're also going to do a bit more in-depth vlog into hire boats in the near future. So if you've got a question about hire boating, if you've never done it before, or you're going to try it for the first time, leave your question in the comments and we might answer it in an upcoming vlog.
Might.
We hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have and you're not already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button and hit the notifications bell for YouTube to let you know every time we release a new video. Support us. You can support us as a Patreon member, or you can join us on YouTube members. There's a link in the video description or up above Sean's head. If you fancy doing that, getting some behind the scenes exclusive material. Right, I do fancy that curry now.
Yes, I'll go to the shop.
We're off for his lunch. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
Next time, with winter maintenance halting us from cruising, we pay a visit to two of the Forth and Clyde Canal's most recognisable landmarks, before taking a look back on our memorable Scottish adventure and making some plans for the future.